エネルギーチャージ完了
Bandai has had the Power Rangers license since the second series of Sentai in 1977, Jaka. I could be wrong, and maybe they had it since 1975's Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger. But I didn't find any Bandai figures from that series. In the US, Bandai of America held the Power Rangers license since the very beginning in 1993 for 25 years. Now, Hasbro has taken it, and this is huge. Imagine if the Ninja Turtles were bought out by Mattel. Then the toys wouldn't be made by Playmates. How weird. So, what has Hasbro done with their new brand for their first act? We're gonna look and compare Bandai's Swan Song, the basic Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel action figures, and Hasbro's debut basic line for Power Rangers Beast Morphers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, too hot to handle.
We're going to be looking at Super Ninja Steel's Evil Red Ranger and Beast Morpher's Red Ranger. Okay, so Bandai will go first. The packaging is dark. The only color is the lightning bolt, which would change depending on the figure. I love the silhouettes that show the figure and its accessories. The artwork of the character is pretty neat. It's pretty clear on which figure it's supposed to be, not just by the artwork, but also by the label. Oh, and there's only one piece of extra precaution text. On the back, we have the name again, and there's a large picture to entice us to get other figures. Then we have a cross-sell of vehicles and figures that were available at the time. I always love this on packaging. Another plus is that it's the actual toys and not 3D mock-ups. I'm not a fan of those because even if it is the sculpt, it's not the actual toy. All the legal stuff is on the bottom, nice and short. It doesn't take anything away from the back. The bottom is clean. Maybe some of the text could have gone there, or we could have gotten some flavor text or maybe like a file card. Now that would have been cool. Now the packaging is taped to heck. There's tape on all four sides. It really makes it sloppy. Okay, let's look at the actual figure. The Evil Red Ranger comes with his Blade Blaster or Ranger Gun, and the Power Sword or Ryugeki Sword. The accessories come in a soft, all-red plastic. The Evil Ranger has a black spike shield, black spike gauntlets, black spike boots, and a studded belt with a silver belt buckle that looks like Lord Draven's head. The Power Sword is a repack from the Good vs. Evil 2-pack that came with Tommy the Evil Green Ranger and Jason, or Rocky depending on your flavor of Red Tyrannosaurus Ranger. But it only makes sense that it's Jason since Rocky never met the Green Ranger during that era. Let's check out his articulation. His head can turn from side to side. His arms can come up about that far and can go all the way around, except that it's hindered by the shield. He has a bend at the elbow bone and a swivel at the glove. His legs are on ball joints. He has a bend at the knee and swivel at the boot. The overall look of the Super Ninja Steel Rangers are not great. I was never a fan of muscular Rangers. And that's really what stopped me from getting a lot of Ranger merchandise. The Rangers on television aren't roided out. They are usually slim and nimble. Even if they do have muscles, they are not like American superheroes. The upside down triangle look for these figures is so unappealing. I have no idea why anything foreign almost always has to become Americanized by giving them lots of muscles and a ton of sharp spikes. Oh, and a lot of tiny itty bitty details. Sometimes less is more, guys. Which is very surprising for all the toys that they made throughout the years, considering that Bandai is originally a Japanese company. Now it's Hasbro's turn. An American company that cut out the Americanization of Power Ranger figures by giving us what they actually look like. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The packaging is bright. All the colors are concentrated in the center, while the edges contain that color with black. The new artwork of the Rangers looks awesome, and even poster-worthy. The previous portraits were good, but needed to be punched up a bit. I may be biased because I love vector artwork, and I even do vector artwork myself. Power Rangers is huge, but Beast Morphers is much smaller, and the name, although front and center, gets lost very easily. Then we got all the extra text, warnings, and ages, and then there's all the languages. It really takes you out of the design. I understand that companies have to save some moolah, but geez, cut it out. The back has more nice artwork of the other figures and a photo of the one that you bought. Then a barrage of text. And it's so short. But then it's just repeated 4 times. It's stressing me out, man. I feel like I should go do something crazy. There's so much text. And then the bottom, even more text. Hasbro has a fetish for text. Why did we even get a photo in the back? Oh, please. I can't get enough of your text 4 times over. Just get rid of the photo and give me more text. Beast Morphers Red comes with 3 accessories. His Beast X Saber, Cheetah Beast Blaster, and his Morph X Key. All of the accessories have very nice detail and even paint apps. The Morph X Key has 2 functions. It can be used on the figure as an arm blade, or it can fold itself, making it look like a shield. The key can also be used on the Beast X Morpher role-playing toy. Now let's check out his features. The Beast Morphers Red Ranger has straps on his shoulder with his nicely detailed mural aligner. His belt buckle is also well detailed to the point where you can see the GB on it. His left arm has his Beast X Morpher, and yes, it has a lot of detail on it. Below his belt, you can see part of his top hanging. This part is made from a softer plastic, and it doesn't hinder the figure's leg movement. And speaking of movement, let's move on to the articulation. I have to admit, when I saw the figure on the box, I thought I had another Spider-Man Homecoming basic figure situation. Again. But I was wrong. His head is on a ball joint, but when moving up and down, it's only slight. His shoulders are on ball joints, and his elbow bones are on a peg with a hinge, so they can bend and go all the way around. His legs are on ball joints, and they also have a peg hinge at the knees. They can bend and go all the way around as well. So overall, this figure is great. This is what I've been waiting for. The articulation, the details, the fact that he's not a meathead reminiscent of the Star Wars Power of the Force 2 figures is a huge plus for me. This is almost like one of those $20 figures, but only for 10 clamps. I bought this guide to do the review, not expecting to fall in love with it. Now, I have to get the rest. I need this toy line in my life, and it's even got me interested in the show itself. I watched a few clips, and it's freaking good. The package is okay at best. I love the artwork, but a cross-sell on the back would have been really nice. These Power Rangers Beast Morphers are definitely larger than the previous Bandai figures, but I'm sure there's a reason for that. Yes, they are compatible with the Lightning collection. They can be displayed together and still look great. This little detail sealed the deal for me and made me a fan. I just hope that Hasbro doesn't lose its magic with the Rangers later on down the line. I hope you enjoyed this review of the 2018 Bandai Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel Evil Red Ranger and the 2019 Hasbro Power Rangers Beast Morphers Red Ranger, and stay tuned for part 2. In the US, Bandai of America held the Power Rangers license since the very beginning in 1923.